beloveds, welcome to another devotional. My key that I want to give you today that will help you to make it through a storm successfully is to keep hope alive in your heart. And I've been talking about a lot of keys that will help us to make it through a storm successfully and things that we need to remember while we go through it. But I believe this is probably the most important one, and that is to make sure that hope is alive in our hearts when we go through a difficult time. Hope is so powerful. It really energizes, it rejuvenates, and it revives when we have it alive in our hearts. The Bible says in Hebrews chapter 6 verse 19, this hope is a strong and trustworthy anchor for our souls. And we sometimes need an anchor for our souls when we go through a storm or when we go through a difficult time. Hope is really something that will also cause our excitement for the future to be stronger than our affection for the past or the present. And that is exactly what we need when we go through a storm. We need to see with the eyes of our heart that we are going to make it through. We need to see the future that God has for us and realize that we can make it through triumphantly and that God has good things on the other side of our storm for us. So it's so important that hope remains alive in our hearts. And I want to read some quotes to you today about hope. And Billy Graham said the following. He said, perhaps the greatest psychological, spiritual and medical need that people have is the need for hope. So if you need medicine currently for your heart or your body or something that is wrong with you, some of the best medicine you can take is the medicine that hope provides. And if you keep hope alive in your heart by focusing on God, by continue to dream big, it will really offer the best type of medicine that you need when you go through a difficult time. Charles Swire said the following. He said, of all the forces that make for a better world, none is so indispensable, none so powerful as hope. Without hope, men are only alive. With hope, they dream and think and work. And that is exactly what we need if we want to make it through a storm successfully. And when John Maxwell said, if there is hope in the future, there is power in the present. And when we go through a tough time, when we experience pain, we need strength and we need power. And if we have hope for the future, it will really provide the strength and the power we need now to make it through what we experience now. So I want to admonish you to keep hope alive in your heart. Keep dreaming. Don't draw back on what you believe God has told you about your future and the promises that you've seen in His Word. Don't draw back on hope and make sure it remains alive in your heart. And you are going to make it through any difficult time successfully and triumphantly. God bless you. Remember, you are highly favored and deeply loved.